right, so top 5 Will Smith movies. Who wants to kick it off?
I'll do it because I have a feeling that maybe the one I have on my fifth one is probably not going to be a fan favorite.
Better not be Ali.
It's not.
No, it wasn't Ali.
Oh no, it was.
No, but I tried saying, hey, because I'm looking at I was looking at a list of Will Smith movies. I'm like, I've basically seen a lot of them, but I haven't seen Ali. And I know Dale said that would have been on his list. But sorry, Dale. It didn't make my list.
I'm not sorry, Dale. That shit was terrible.
But I've heard a lot of people, like Sam Dad, for example, said it was okay, but not like great.
It's not a terrible movie, but his performance was terrible. Well, not his performance was over the top.
Too much. Too much.
He was going too hard on it.
Yeah, that's why when I was watching those documentaries on if I didn't watch the documentaries on Muhammad Ali, I probably would have been like, oh, he did a good job, just because I like Will Smith and not knowing what the fuck I'm looking like, what kind of impression I'm looking for. Right. So yeah, when I watched the documentaries in the movie, I'm like, nah, shit, David Alan Grier might have done a better impression on In Living Color than Will Smith, but I could be wrong. But anyway, number 5 movie, it's Hitch.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was. I always thought this was a fun, cute, funny movie. It's cute. I liked it. Type of thing.
Don't do that. It's a good movie. It's not cute. It's good.
I mean, it is, but it is a good movie. It's a cool comedy. Would you consider it a romantic comedy?
Romantic comedy, yeah.
Yeah, but not like 27 Dresses romantic comedy. It's Will Smith romantic comedy.
Yeah. Guys can watch it and not feel a way about watching a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
27 Dresses.
Unless you're a motherfucker like me who don't care what somebody think, I'm gonna like it regardless.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying I got anything against 27 Dresses, but that's something I wouldn't recommend to my partners. I mean, I wouldn't recommend Hitch, but if they had to give me 2 choices, I'd be like Hitch. But yeah, I was just thinking what did I like? And then Hitch was just number 5 for me, compared to other movies that people might have think would have been number 5. But
right,
I wouldn't have thought Hitch would be on your top 5 period. So
yeah,
I honestly don't know where your guys' lists are gonna go. So it's going to be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah. So are we just gonna say our movie, or are we gonna do try to get the other people to guess the movie? How do you guys want to do this?
Oh shit! Well, you should have said that before Josh said.
Was that?
You didn't give him a chance to do that.
Well, because I thought he was like,
but we haven't done that in so long. I forgot about it. I didn't know.
I forgot about it too.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just say the movie. We don't have to do the whole clues thing. So
it was more fun with the clues thing, but I guess we could just say it.
I'm cool either way. I can think of something if you want that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. You want to go next, Lamar? Or you want to go last?
I can go next. We're not doing clues. My number 5 is Bad Boys for Life. Is that the fourth one? The third one. I mean.
Third one, yeah.
Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah.
That was all around a great movie, but I think I think that was the most comfortable I was. Well, I liked him in 1, but I was more comfortable with them both in 3. Because, like I said, in 2 he tried to be Martin. In 1, it was like he kind of played the straight role like he was supposed to. And then in 3, it's like they played old men, but they were still, you know what I mean? They weren't too old. They played it just right.
Right.
And I wasn't expecting that movie to be that good.
Same. For it to be a third in the franchise and for it to come out years later.
Right.
I was surprised too.
I didn't expect the failure, but I didn't expect something good.
Yeah.
I think after watching the second one, it kind of brought it down where I was like, I'm not too sure how I felt, because I love the first one, but the second one, I thought I liked it.
The second one. I liked the second one, but like I said, there was certain moments where it's like it's being forced, the force and the funny, where I was just like,
yeah, that's how I felt. Yeah,
that's what took me out of the second one. It was just they were doing too much. It was over the top. It was it wasn't natural. So with the third one, it was like, okay, it's more natural, and it was a good balance of them you know, being funny, but also playing to the fact that they are older and they can't do what they used to. So yeah, that's a good one. All right, my number 5 is I Am Legend. And disclaimer for me, I realized doing this list, I don't love Will Smith movies.
That's same here. I like Will Smith, but I don't really care for his movies.
Didn't realize that till I was putting it together. I was like, wow.
You know what? Love is a strong word. It's kind of like you like Will Smith movies. It's like I hate to say it, but it's like Fresh Prince. It's like it's just good. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Nobody's running to turn Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on, but if it's on, you watch it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But you're not running to it like, oh, let me watch season 3. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I can attest to that because it's available on HBO Max, and I tried to watch it, and I was just like, but if I'm flipping through cable and I'm like trying to find something to watch, and I see it, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll put it on. So
after you've seen if there's anything else on.
Sure. I mean, as far as like shows that came out in the 90s, Fresh Prince would be my go-to if I had to choose.
There's too many to choose.
As far as like holding up, I think it holds up pretty well.
It does.
Once again, there's too many to choose over this. I'm not, like I said, in no way am I saying it's a bad show. I like the show, but there's so many other shows. Like I've been on HBO Max watching Jamie Foxx, Wayans Brothers. Of course, I've been watching Martin. It's like all of these other shows in the 90s before Fresh Prince. I'll even go to a different world before I go to Fresh Prince. But it's not that I don't like it. It's I don't know. It's like Will Smith is like drinking water. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you got to drink it. You know it's good for you, but who wants to just drink water? You know what I mean?
You'd rather drink this beer over here.
Yeah,
right. It's like water's not terrible, but it's never the go-to. It's
never can I get some ice with this water? I mean, come on now, it's not that cold. It's pretty warm, right?
But since we're not talking about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, we're talking about his movies. I Am Legend being my number 5.
Yeah, that's the movie.
I Am Legend was good, but it got to a certain point, and I think that happens a lot. It's good, but it gets to a certain point where it becomes almost stale. You know what I mean? Like it becomes like I Am Legend is good until the woman and the kid come in, and then they kind of drag it a little bit.
That's why I thought it kind of got going, because you had somebody to talk to, and there was more stuff happening.
But I think the thing about the movie that made it what it was, and it's probably just because you're watching it for Will Smith, it's him by himself. So it's like he's pretty much holding up the entire movie, and then when somebody comes in, that element you're kind of taken out of it, and it changes, it shifts. But I mean, I enjoyed it. Like a lot of people don't like I Am Legend. It gets some shit from people, but
I like it. But like I said, it's just a certain moment to where it's like it's kind of like when you watch a Marvel movie where it's like, okay, 30 minutes left. We don't need that much more time.
I mean, it doesn't help that the CGI looked shit back then. It looks shit now. Like it's pretty laughable, but
it didn't bother me either.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it still kind of stands out a bit. So that was one negative about it. But yeah, I don't know why. Like, because I don't care for like 28 Days Later, which is like to me was kind of similar as far as like the infection goes.
The first one.
Yeah, like it's not really a zombie apocalypse movie. It's like, you know what I'm saying? To me, it reminded me more of 28 Days Later when it comes down to.
So I Am Legend, are they zombies?
They're infected, kind of like zombies, but I don't think they're, because zombies don't.
It's not like they died and came back. They got some kind of
disease, but it's like they don't go out into the sun. Zombies go out into the sun.
Right, because he's actually bringing them back to being human. So that I wouldn't say they're zombies. It's like some kind of infection, that he's able to cure.
Yeah, like, but you know, after watching the original movie called Omega Man, like, the I Am Legend's pretty much a remake of this thing called Omega Man, where these people are kind of like mutants, but they have their own little civilization, and they think the main guy's a threat because they're like, hey, we got peace in our civilization, but you're too used to the old ways, who like war and violence, that we got to get rid of you, or else you're going to, you know what I mean, like stuff like that. So I kind of like it where you see both sides of the story. It was with Charlton Heston and this one girl from, I think, Tales from the Hood, the one from the fourth story. I forgot her name.
Oh,
but
wait, the fourth story. Wait, which one's the fourth story?
Where they're trying to rehabilitate Crazy K.
Yeah.
She's trying to help rehabilitate him.
Oh,
yeah. So I think after watching that, it's kind of like, all right, I'll stick to that one. I like you, Will Smith, but
I knew I Am Legend was a remake, but I never knew what the original movie was called.
Yeah, I didn't know until Sam showed it to me. He said, yeah, man, this is way better than I Am Legend. And I'll say he was right. To me, it was. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how everybody else feels. So my personal opinion, I'll say that.
Well, keep going with your personal opinion and say what your number 4 is.
All right. Number 4. My number 4 is it's on Tasha's thing. It's Above Hitch.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Talk about a film that stressed me the hell out. Just like all the stuff that he was trying to go through when he's with his son, like especially when he's like I think it's at the BART station.
Yeah.
You know, trying to like have this little imagine thing with the son to get him sleeping in the restroom. Mm-hmm. And you have somebody knocking on, like, I was like, fuck. Mm-hmm. Right. Like that shit kind of got me right here. Like, I don't usually get emotional in movies, but I think that was one of the first movies that got me like, shit.
Yeah.
Finally, I can breathe now. I can relax like he could.
It's just crazy, like the what he did in that movie, his portrayal in that movie. And then the real story, they said dude was an asshole for real.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's funny how like a lot of movies I hear like it where they portray the main guy as like a nice person. Yeah. And you hear people like, oh, I heard he was a fucking asshole. Yeah. Like Mark Wahlberg in this movie called Invincible was like a football movie.
Yeah.
Based in Disney, and everybody's saying, no, that's not how he was. But you can't follow an asshole. You could, but I guess audience like. Yeah.
You don't sympathize with the asshole.
Yeah. Oh, no. But yeah, you have to, for his thoughts, yeah, you have to be an asshole. Have that type of mindset, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To keep going, you got to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
My number 4 is the first Bad Boys. Because like I said, in that one, he more so did what he was supposed to do. Like when you get somebody like Martin, you're supposed to be like you can't both be funny in certain moments.
You got to be the straight man.
Right. Somebody has to keep the balance. And I think I feel like he understood that in the first one.
Yeah.
So that's like out of all the Bad Boys, that's the one you can watch. I can watch that one nonstop. Like over and over and over.
Yeah, I feel like the first one is more, I don't want to say dark, but it's not as lighthearted as like say the third one. The third one's more lighthearted and like you can watch that and be entertained, whereas the first one is more like serious.
Right.
Yeah. Well, even though like, so you're saying Will Smith was the straight man and then Martin Lawrence was kind of like the more comedic side. But even if so, he was the comedic side, but he still was the straight man at a certain time when shit went down. For real, like that's why. Yeah. Like
that boy, it's like barely. Like it's like you still got that sense.
Well, not
but it wasn't goofy funny. It was like
in the second one. In the second one, he was the goofy one, like too much, like how fucking what's his name, how Kevin Hart is in Ride Along. Well, maybe not to that extreme.
I don't want to keep going back to that. That's why I didn't use that example. I do that a lot when I compare it. I don't want to do that again. I didn't do that on purpose, but I'm glad you said it.
I just had to use an example to show people I'm not just saying and not just hating. I got evidence to back it up.
Yeah. But yeah, Bad Boys. I mean, I don't know what else you could say. Like that's one you're gonna watch regardless. That's one you'll watch if it's on. You don't have to go look and see if something else is playing.
You just put it on. Oh, Bad Boys is on. Well, Bad Boys is my number 4 also. So
Nice.
so we can go ahead and move on since we talked about that quite a bit.
Okay. So
It's
I mean,
right back to you, Josh.
I'm trying not to react to anybody's movie because I don't want to make it seem like I got it on my list or I don't got it on my list. So when you guys say it, I'm trying to skim over it. Like,
good choice. That's what's up.
You don't say.
I'm trying to keep quiet. I'm not trying to give anything away. Yeah. Let's see. I think next one I have is also on Tasha's thing. Yeah, Tasha, move your head over a little bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. Hancock.
Why would you make her go that way?
Number 3 is Hancock. Yeah, see? With the face she's on. The
Why
glass.
would you
I'm sorry, I could have just said Hancock, but I had to.
You could have.
It was funny.
It's behind me. How'd you even know it was there?
Yeah, because I saw it when you moved your head one time earlier. I was like, oh, that's what I put on my list. So don't worry, that's the last thing that's on there. I mean, oops, zip.
Yeah,
but I won't. But Hancock is my number 3 favorite Will Smith movie. Not just because he's good in it, but I actually really like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was about to say that movie didn't get the credit it was supposed to. It did have a point where it might have dragged, but then it picked right back up.
Yeah, for a little bit. Like for me, when it dragged a bit, but it was necessary, is when he's like in prison.
Yeah,
really?
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
It sort of dragged, but I still thought it was necessary because it paid off.
Mm-hmm.
And it paid off at the end. I don't know, like Sam said something about like people weren't used to Will Smith being hella like raunchy like that.
That's why I liked it.
Not raunchy, but you know what I mean, like him cursing a lot like that.
It was a different character, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so Josh, is this the first portrayal of like the asshole hero?
Hancock?
Yeah. Like, is this the first type of like show or movie like this, like where the hero is like an asshole? Because he's like a hero, but he just doesn't give a shit. You know, like kind of like The Boys.
Yeah.
Because he does stuff to help people, he just doesn't do it happily.
He just doesn't give a shit. Like he's not doing it because he has the powers, not
like,
because I'm a superhero.
As far as, like, are you talking about as far as like the superhero goes, or just any character?
It's like superhero goes.
I think I maybe one of the first ones, or the first one I've seen at least.
Right.
I would have to say that because I don't remember too many heroes where they would like not give a shit, like
drunk.
Again, being drunk
and bad, and
yeah. Like wait, what came out first, Iron Man or Hancock?
I want to say Hancock.
I want to say Hancock too, but Iron Man, he still saved people. He talked all his shit, but like he kind of was more mature, I guess, than Hancock.
So what I mean is, okay, so like Iron Man, he knew he like accepted the superhero role. He was just cocky with it. But it was like Hancock was like, I don't really care. He's like a human with superpower. Like he didn't give a shit. Like Tasha said, he was drunk. He would like break shit to save people, and then he would like, I don't give a fuck. Like I saved lives, I don't care. You know what I mean?
People.
Yeah.
He was like nonchalant with it.
He's like trying to save a whale. He throws it and it hits the boat.
So they came out the same year. They both came out in 2008.
Yeah, I definitely think it's one of those things where they kind of like humanize a superhero, like him getting drunk, getting like feeling lonely and depressed. Like if Superman ever decided, hey, I don't feel connected with these people, I'm gonna get drunk and thing. So I did like that aspect of Hancock, and I think Will Smith was the perfect person to do a balance between somebody who's an asshole but has a charm. Like we have to have a certain charm for us, where you like Johnny. You know, you fucking like, dude, you're a fucking asshole, but I love what you're hella funny. You're just hella
you're an asshole with a heart. They're assholes with a heart. Like, cause even Johnny, like he cares, but he's just an asshole.
Yeah, but like people in The Boys, they're
they ain't shit.
Yeah, they're on each side, both sides. Nah. Well, I mean, some people are cool, but like as far as the main characters, nah, they ain't shit. I like what's his name, Homelander. He's such a fucking dick, and he don't care, but he cracks me up.
Right.
That's hella light.
Still, one day I got to go back to that because I haven't seen enough. But I think maybe if this came out after The Boys, maybe it would have got a little more respect, or you think it would be even worse for him?
For Will Smith?
For the movie in general, because it's like a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of people just weren't into it, but I thought it was a good movie. Like a lot of people just were not feeling it.
Yeah. I mean, was this the only time Will Smith ever played a character like that, before and after?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because I think that was the appeal to it. Like people were surprised that he was playing like this kind of role, especially because with him and as a with his rap persona, he didn't cuss. So it was like, here he is just like spewing all these curse words in this movie, and it was just like, oh shit.
No, I wouldn't say that, because he had Bad Boys and everything he was
cussing. Well, his movies, yeah, but Hancock was just like on a different level.
Yeah,
so, like some people that weren't really familiar with his movies were like, well, you said you don't believe in cussing, but here you are,
like you just
storming these movies.
Completely from church boy to I don't give
I mean, it's hard to say right now, because now people get offended with certain comedies nowadays, and there's some things in there I don't know if people would get offended with him shoving up the dude's ass.
That shit's hilarious.
So I have permission to touch your body, even though I don't think you are an attractive woman. Good job.
Well, that he was asking for consent before it became a big deal. So there you
go. I love how he just hated being called an asshole. Like usually, like running joke that it was necessary. I think it happened like 3 to 4 times.
Where it didn't happen too many times. Yeah.
No, it didn't. No, and it happened like the way that he did it, where he's all like using that thing to chop off that dude's arm who had the detonator on it. And he's just, call me asshole. Charlie Theron did not like to be called crazy. Like, I love shit like that where
like, don't call me crazy.
Crazy. Yeah. They're like the same type of race of people, and they probably hate being called certain names.
Right.
It's crazy. And I down if they made a part 2, like, but they haven't made it yet, man.
I keep seeing it on IMDb. I don't think they're gonna do it though.
Yeah. I don't think they should.
They don't have to. If they did and they got like the same actors back and Peter Berg did it, I'll watch it. But yeah, I'm satisfied with what I got.
What about a Netflix series about where Hancock came from?
Starring his son, right? I like Jaden Smith.
You don't like that idea?
I got nothing against Jaden Smith, but I'd rather. I don't know how Jaden Smith is when it comes to being like a likable prick, or like like my asshole when it comes to.
I can see him doing it.
That would be a cool idea, and make it a series, and it'd be Hancock's origin story.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I mean, I prefer Will Smith, but yeah, if they did the little kid, I'd check it out.
They could Gemini Man him. They can make him younger.
Don't do that. So moving right along.
Not on this list. Josh, how about movies that won't be on your list? Okay. I mean, I can't talk shit because I didn't see it, but I just don't care to see it.
You saw it.
I'll watch it, but I'm not.
But no, they had a movie that came out that was like, and everybody was like, "That's just Gemini Man." What was that? Oh, Bad Boys for Life. Like it's pretty much the same shit. Like him and his son. Him and Gemini Man. It's damn near the exact same thing.
Yeah, I remember hearing something like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Hancock was your number 3. Lamar.
My number 3. My number 3 is in Tasha's background. Tasha, lean to the left.
To the left.
Farther. A little bit farther. You're right there. Hitch. My number 3 is Hitch.
You didn't even have to move. Damn it, you asshole for that.
I was like, does he even know this?
I was like, 7 pounds? Move. Bad Boys 2? You said Bad Boys 2. That's why you're like, hey, Hitch is a good movie. That's why you.
I didn't want to say too much though, but I hella like Hitch. Like when it came out, I watched it a couple times.
Yeah,
the natural comedy of it is hilarious.
Yeah, I wasn't big on Kevin James, but I think he had a lot of help from Aladdin.
Oh no, I was big on Kevin.
Not Aladdin.
James.
Will Smith. That's what. No.
Oh, I love Kevin James.
I
in
love
that
Kevin
movie.
James because I love King of Queens. So when I saw him in here, it was like it's the same guy from King of Queens. Like I love I love the combination of them.
Yeah,
I think it worked.
the suave hitch trying to help out this doofus, like get the girl,
Yeah,
like that
and he's
whole
like
thing.
the perfect doofus. He's like
Yeah.
a honest doofus. So it's hilarious.
That whole dance scene was great.
That shit was. Even after you see the commercial and then you watch it in the movie, it's still fucking funny. Like, stupid.
I remember I think I heard one friend saying, "Oh man, it was stupid," and I think he thought some of that stuff actually worked and tried it on trying to get with somebody. But you know, sometimes you just gotta watch a movie and like it for what it is. You know, you know, maybe not everything about it's fiction.
You just gotta pay good money to get a hitch. That's all it is. You can't do it yourself.
Yeah,
pretty much.
You cannot do it yourself.
But no, that's one of those. What do they call them? Feel good movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those. Like it's just a good movie to watch in the afternoon.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah,
with no commercials. If commercials come on, change the channel. That's it.
Like you had me until the ads came on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might not come back though.
Okay.
Okay. My number 3 is Enemy of the State. And I love those kinds of movies, like those thriller / action-packed things, like where you're running against time or somebody's chasing you and you got to like figure out
anxiety,
like, how to like clear your name or whatever.
Yeah,
I like those kinds of movies, and that one's a good one. And that was like one of his earlier ones, right? Like
that was his breakout. Like that was his breakout to an action star. Everybody said.
Yeah.
After Independence Day, so that's when he was like really.
Because Independence Day, the focus wasn't really on him. So in this one, it was like this is his movie. Like this is his blockbuster movie. Like his standalone, I guess you could say.
Yeah, like Men in Black was like his first like main role in a blockbuster film, but not action one. His film was pretty much funny. But yeah, like
Enemy of the State wasn't along the level of Men in Black. Like Men in Black was like a popular blockbuster type movie, where Enemy of the State was known, but it wasn't a big movie like a Men in Black.
Which one came out first?
Men in Black.
It was Enemy of the State. Oh, it was Men in Black?
Men in Black came out.
I thought it was Enemy of the State came out first.
Men in Black came out after Independence Day. I mean, I think it was, because I remember after Independence Day was Men in Black, and then later on watching Enemy of the State at my grandpa's house. But I mean, I could be wrong. I have a feeling Men in Black.
I don't know. Men in Black was 97.
When it was Enemy of the State?
98.
Okay, so yeah, it came out right after, the year after.
But even in Men in Black, it's like the focus is kind of on him, but then you're working with fucking what's his name?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Once he comes in the picture, it's kind of like now you're in the back seat. You know what I mean? Like you can keep trying to shine, but
I think I thought it was a balance in it to where when he's in it and then Will Smith's in it by himself, and then I thought it was a good balance between them two. But
it's definitely a good balance. But I'm saying the focus isn't his. So now it's like now you have the bad boy situation where he's the Martin of it, and Tommy Lee Jones is the Mike Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the focus isn't really you, it's you guys. But then when Enemy of the State came, it's like it's you. You got to do this shit now.
Yeah.
And it was mostly him, but then you did add Gene Hackman into the mix, where it's like Gene Hackman and then Tommy Lee Jones had been around, like they were established actors when they did these, so people knew them. And then Will Smith is kind of like a newbie coming in and doing it. So it's like he's leading it, but also like let's give you a little bit of help with the seasoned actor to kind of help it along. But he still held his own. So
yeah. Well, Will Smith, to me, he can play both. He can play the straight man or the comedy. Because in Men in Black, he is the funny man, and like you're saying, the Martin Lawrence of it. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he's ever done something that was like over the top, like, oh, bruh, come on, man, you trying too hard. Like
you haven't seen him do stand up.
Will Smith?
Mm-hmm.
I don't plan to see him do stand up. No. I'm talking about movies. I'm talking about in movies, not in the stage.
No, I mean, I seen him try to, and I thank God he didn't continue. Like, because it was like you could tell this is not your lane. I understand him trying, but like, don't do that.
Didn't he just do it just to try it, just
He
to?
did it on the award show, and it just.
Oh, really?
Oh, I feel bad. Like, don't do that. I feel bad.
Okay. So yeah, so Enemy of the State, Regina King, like she's been around forever. She's in that one too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in that movie.
There's a hell of people in that movie, yeah.
There's hella Jack Black was in there. There was hella people in there.
Yes, Seth Green, Jamie Kennedy, John Boyd, Barry Pepper. There's a few other ones. Bonet, Jason Lee. Yeah, Tom Sizemore. Like, yeah, there's a bunch of people.
And it's just funny because they weren't really big names. Like a lot of them were not big names. It's kind of like, but now if you look at where they are, like, damn, y'all all were in this movie.
Like Jason Kennedy was not a big name. Like he was a certain name for like certain groups of people, especially like the MTV crowd.
Yeah,
people knew who he was, but he wasn't a big name. So
Jack Black was like I don't remember him in nothing before that. Like because he didn't play, like if you look at that role and then look at every other role he did, he's more of the outspoken goofy type, but in this one he was just like a regular employee.
Wait, you didn't see Neverending Story 3? That was
there's a part 3?
I've only seen 1.
I did not know there was a 3.
Yeah, there's a 3.
Okay.
And Jack Black was the main villain.
Josh, you're number 2.
All right. So I'm gonna like Tasha, move your head over a bit.
Oh my God, stop using my poster for your guys' movie reveals.
Just a little bit. Move your Yeah, just a little bit. Okay? Move it. Okay. All right.
He literally said no more of his movies are on your poster.
He said, oh wait, no, one more.
No, it'd be like number 2 is Enemy of the State.
Is it really?
He literally said, don't worry, no more of my movies are on your poster.
But that movie ain't nowhere on here.
I had to try.
Is it really Enemy of the
perfect? Lamar had to mess it up. Yeah, no. 2 is Enemy of the State. Yeah, from beginning to end. I mean, you have your moments where it slows down, but it's just from beginning to end. You're just like, holy shit, what's gonna happen next?
I don't even remember no slowdown moments in there.
I mean,
because my number 2 is Enemy of the State too. I don't know. I don't remember no slowdown moments. Like that movie straight through. It's like good. Even, I mean, no, I can't think of no slowdown moments.
I mean, it's all interesting, but it's like going, and then like I would say the moment where the what is it, the cleaning lady or whatever takes the car and he's like hiding and she's got the boys are in the car, like that's when it kind of like slows down, but it's not like it's it makes sense with the movie like where it's going, but it does kind of,
it takes a break from the action, like when he stops, when him and Gene Hackman stop and have a little bite to eat, that's only for like a little bit, and then they get back on like what they're going to do, what their plan is. Right. So they have moments where they take a break.
Yeah,
but it's not like, to me, like Cellular, that kind of just keeps on going.
Yeah,
but that's not, but to me, Enemy of the State is a way better movie. But if we're gonna talk about,
we don't mention that with this movie.
No, we don't. No, but I'm talking about like there's movies that are just so suspenseful from beginning to end, without any breaks.
Who directed this movie?
Oh, Tony Scott.
I thought you were gonna say Michael Bay.
No, it's too good to be a Michael Bay film. Bro.
Damn. No. I thought Michael Bay did Bad Boys.
He did.
He did. No, he did, and that's never done to me.
After the first Bad Boys is when he started doing too much.
Yeah. I mean, I do enjoy some of his movies after that, but I think like Armageddon is overrated in my opinion. I think it's an okay movie.
Wow.
I think it's that great. Yeah, my opinion.
I got Armageddon in my background, and you gonna come out and disrespect it like that?
That's Armageddon?
Yeah.
That was After Earth.
Like the end of the world. That was like the beginning of the world. All right.
We're doing Will Smith movies, right? Not Ben Affleck.
Yeah, not like what's his name? The guy that did like Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2. That's Tony Scott. So he's not doing a lot of action movies. Like he does a lot of good action movies with actually a decent story in it. So I always like Tony Scott. He's no longer with us, so rest in peace, man. Sorry. And well, his brother does the dramatic films like Alien, not dramatic, you know what I mean, like not dramatic, but like more like no, he did Gladiator, Kingdom of Heaven, like
Ridley,
like some action ones. Not Bridge of Spies.
No, I said Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott, yeah.
Oh, that's his name.
Ridley Scott, yeah.
So you guys both had. Oh, sorry.
No, I was saying like the difference is Tony Scott did a lot of action movies, but then Ridley Scott did more like drama action and sci-fi, but there's a lot of drama in that movie. Right. In Alien, not a straight up horror movie right away. Near the end, I always prefer, at least now I prefer Tony Scott because all his other movies, and Enemy of the State might be like top 5 favorite Tony Scott movie if we ever did that, which we won't.
Have to really do some research on his movies to figure.
Right.
Yeah. So we all had Enemy of the State on it. That was both of your guys' number 2. My number 2 is Hancock.
Nice.
So, and we talked about that quite a bit, but the reveal, so it was hyped up when it first came out. Before I saw it, people were like, oh my god, that reveal is just like, you don't see it coming. And when it happened, I was like, it wasn't that much of a shock, and you guys really hyped it up, and it's not that big a deal. So the hype kind of took me out of the movie a bit, and I had to watch it again to like really appreciate it. And then we didn't even talk about Jason Bateman being in it, being Jason Bateman like he is in everything he's in, but there's something about him that's just like you don't really trip off of it.
I was laughing when I showed you guys that clip. I was like, yeah, should have gone for the head. Okay, like when he did that.
He's Jason Bateman in everything.
But I think Hancock was the first like Jason Bateman film I've seen, like when he's the lead role. Like the other movies I've seen him in, I think it was Dodgeball and
I see.
But there were small roles,
little cameos. Yeah.
Where was he? Where was he in Dodgeball?
He was one of the announcers.
Commentators.
Oh yeah.
With the hair.
Yeah.
But yeah. Will Smith and Hancock was great. Loved it.
Nice. Yeah. Give us that number one, guys.
Number one.
We talked about this. So my number one film, and was one of my favorite films as a kid growing up, was Bad Boys, the first one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I thought that was your number one.
Oh yeah, I used to watch that all the time. That's my favorite Will Smith film, favorite Martin Lawrence film. It was one of my favorite action films growing up. And I kid you not, like for like a whole week I would watch it over and over and over.
I can see why. And then we talked about it before, but FX used to do that Saturday where they'll play it back to back. Like it'll go off and then it'll come right back up. So you hear that doom 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 doom. Oh, they're playing it again.
Encore.
Yeah. I love the what's it called? The opening theme song to it, because it seemed like it was like a freaking like action TV show brought to life. And like I said, I didn't know. I when I saw the trailer for it, I was like, oh, that's Martin Lawrence. And who's the other buff dude? I don't know who the hell that is.
Other buff
dude. Crazy.
Yeah.
Skinny buff dude.
I don't know, but I thought that was like, is that Ving Rhames? But like as a kid, like I said, I was a kid. He was wearing glasses, but for some reason, I was like, yeah, I don't know why.
Is that Ving Rhames?
Yeah, for somebody like him, I was like, no, it can't be him.
Oh, you were a baby.
Yeah.
But that is so far off.
So far off.
I was like, yeah. All right. Sometimes you see things differently, perspective and shit. All right. That's all.
Oh, that's not Ving Rhames? Oh.
Yeah. What that? I like it.
Tell me, that movie Martin Lawrence and Ving Rhames. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. What's that one? My bad. I should have said Denzel or
That would have been. That would have been
still sense. Far off, but a little closer than Ving
Rhames. We'll accept it.
Than Ving Rhames' buff ass.
That's hilarious.
All right, number one, Bad Boys, Lamar.
My number one is Pursuit of Happiness. That is like one of, like, you talk about inspiring movies. That movie is like fucking incredible. that emotional roller coaster, just seeing everything he went through, like you said, the Bart scene, like that kind of fucked me up. But then when he got the job, the way he reacted to that shit, I was like, this motherfucker.
I think that's how a lot of people, like, I was talking to one of my partners, talking about at school, like, man, when you found out he got the job, and he was like this, yeah, we're like, because I saw it with Dad, and he said the same thing. He was like, fuck.
Right. It's just like, cause you see him sitting there, and then you see his eyes getting red, and he's tearing up. I was like, fuck, like, you know what I mean? Like you feel that with him.
Yeah,
yeah. It's like the I call it the man emotion, where it's like you don't want to cry, but it's like fuck. You know what I mean?
Like, welling up.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying, like, did you tear up in Dreamgirls? I'm like, not really.
Why?
I kind of did. I know what they're talking about, the Eddie Murphy scene.
Oh no, but they're talking about like when Jennifer Hudson has her big moment, her song
at the end with her daughter.
Yeah, and I was like,
there's two, because there's one where she's singing on the stage that "You're Gonna Love Me." I felt it in my stomach when she sang that, because I saw it in the theater, and then at the end when she's singing to her daughter, it was like fuck, like that. I feel the emotions.
Yeah. The people I know, I think they like, I hate saying this, but like relate to what she's going through. Probably feel that like that very emotion she's going through, to where like that's why I think they've teared up, and I felt it, but not as much as they did. It came to that, but I was up.
I haven't seen Pursuit of Happiness.
Really? No. All right, Tasha.
Yes.
You know how you're recommending me a bullshit movie, and I'm going to watch it because, you know, I'm your
Pursuit
friend.
of Happiness isn't a bullshit movie. You just want me to
that's
watch
why,
a good movie.
That's why I'm the better sibling, because I'm recommending a movie that's actually good, that I like, that I think you'll like. Instead of recommending me a movie that you don't like, and I know that I'm going to like it, but I'm going to watch it so we can talk shit about it together.
Okay, so we're gonna start playing bingo. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just start pointing out good ass movies and put it on a bingo board. Like we're gonna add Jumanji and Pursuit of Happiness on this bingo board
that I haven't seen.
Keep going with the great movies that Tasha hasn't seen, and then we're gonna play bingo.
When this movie came out, I didn't want to see a depressing movie, regardless if it had a good ending, like, you know, good things happen. I didn't want to sit through a sad movie. So I never saw it when it first came out, and it just never happened to where I had to see it. So never saw it.
Gotcha. Did you see 7 Pounds or Concussion?
No, I didn't see Concussion. I saw 7 Pounds, and I saw Collateral Beauty.
And 7 Pounds is straight depressing.
Yeah.
Well, that was later.
Yeah, but that didn't really hit me as much as like.
No, it didn't hit me at all.
But different kind of depressing.
Okay, so Josh, when you talk about relating like this, and then like what's the movie Imperial Dreams? Movies like that hit me, like when you see the father trying and fighting and doing everything. Movies like that hit me for what I go through. So that's why this shit touched, like, because he's just like, you got all these people saying what you can't do, and he's like, fuck, I'm doing it for my son. I don't give a fuck what you say. That shit's touching. But you wouldn't know anything about it because you haven't seen it.
I thought you were saying because I'm not a dad.
No.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna tell you what Dad told me, because I remember some people say like, oh, you ain't a parent, so maybe you don't understand. And I think Dad said something, I might be wrong, but Dad said something like, well, you ain't got to be shot to know that it's
to empathize.
You know that motherfucker hurt.
It's definitely more like you feel it more when you can relate. But even if you can't relate, there's, you know, sometimes you can feel it.
There's still an emotion to it.
Yeah,
it's like you could, because you could be trying to fight for something and then finally get it, or you're fighting for something right now. And you see him go through what he went through and get it.
Yeah.
Emotion. You know, it ain't even about the kid. I just attached to that because I have kids.
Yeah.
So that part adds to the fuel for me.
Yeah. To where you see somebody and you hate seeing them struggle, because you know that's why I look at it, like, where it's like I see somebody good struggling, and you know I see people, you know, my family, or you know, whether I'm struggling, like I'm struggling with the test, but you got something worse than me. You're struggling with trying to find a job and everything. So yeah, sometimes like, it does help. Yeah, it does help to understand what somebody's going through. But like, there's a certain things that, you know, it's just being a human. What is it Dave Chappelle saying? You're having a human moment instead of just saying I'm having this moment.
Yeah, but it's also if it's done right and it makes a person that can't relate feel something, then they did it right. So
yeah, like in Halloween Kills, if you have a kid, yeah, you can understand it's upsetting to lose you find your kid, but the way that it's filmed so fucking dramatic and pretentious, it just comes off as funny. I'm like, it's funny because you know.
No, so perfect example. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Like I said, the scene where he comes back, and that scene fucked with me. I'm not in that situation at all, but just the emotion of watching him in that scene is what fucks with you.
Yeah,
it's like you don't have to be there to feel what he's going through.
Yeah, it's the acting. Like to me, if the acting's convincing, like way that they pull it off, it was feeling. But if the acting fucking sucks, then people have to be, oh, that's sad because I go through what they're going through. I'm like, no, if you're not fucking feeling it, it's not a good job.
Yeah.
You know, it can't just be like, oh, why?
If you're rolling your eyes or you're laughing, like, you didn't do it right.
Yeah.
Like the acting was terrible. Yeah, but I feel it because I went through. No, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I get it, but that means you're using this. All right, that's cool. But I'm feeling it right here. Like that's
right.
Tugging that hair, not. Well, you know, yeah.
Forcing to feel it.
Really, yeah.
I got kids too, man. Like that don't mean shit.
You don't understand because you don't have kids.
You don't have kids. You ain't black and growing up in Compton. Shut up.
So I can't feel bad for it?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Well, to close this out, my number one is Hitch. In Hitch, really? Yes.
We had
Hitch,
similar. It's surprising we had similar.
Just in different places, yeah. But yeah, Hitch was a movie that when I had cable, whenever it was on, it didn't matter what else was going on, I put it on.
Straight up. I mean, I feel that.
Yeah, that was one of those I can watch anytime type of movies, and it doesn't get old. Like the funny parts are still funny. Like the part when like she gets mad at him, like you know, you can kind of feel that too. Like it's all still there, regardless of how many times I watched it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like it's just funny, like seeing him go from being this like suave guy to getting all like doofusy when he, you know, falls for what's her name.
In that movie, Kevin James does the perfect pirouette, and I think that shit is fucking hilarious.
When does he do the pirouette? Is that when he's dancing in his office?
He runs in the street and he dances, and then he spins on one foot. He does like a perfect pirouette.
That's after they kiss, right?
Yeah. That shit is the funniest. I only know pirouette because I took gymnastics. So when I seen him do it, it's like because of his build. When he did it, I was fucking
that was perfect. 10s across the board. Yeah, no, Hitch all around's great. Like Kevin James, Will Smith, Eva Mendes, the storyline, everything it's just great. I love that movie.
Fantastic. Yeah.
That was her first because she did going to Miami, and then she did that movie, right? That was her like breakout. Am I wrong?
She was on It's All About the Benjamins.
Eva Mendes?
Which one was she on first though?
It's All About
All About the Benjamins. Yeah, All About the Benjamins came out.
That came out
first.
Came out a couple of years afterwards. Because she had a main role in there.
She did the Going to Miami Will Smith video.
Mm-hmm.
She did All About the Benjamins after that.
Yeah. That was her first movie. It wasn't a big movie, big role, but that was her first movie.
Did All About the Benjamins come out and then Training Day?
Huh?
I think Training Day was before Hitch.
Small part in. Yeah, no, Training Day came out before Hitch. I know she had a small part in.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico, she was in that.
Yeah, they were putting her in a lot of films. Like they put her in fucking
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she just stopped acting.
Yeah. I think it was Ghost Rider came out, and then I haven't heard from her after. Oh no. After the other guys. That's the last time I saw her.
She was in that Ryan Gosling movie. I think that was like her last one.
Oh, okay, I must have missed that one. Obviously,
I forgot what it's called. Something about the Beyond the Pines or something. But yeah, so Hitch is my number one.
Nice.
So, all right, great list. All right, next we're doing favorite duo movies.
I thought it was gonna be two TWO together movie.
together movies.
Yeah.
Our favorite duos.
I was like, I said that and duo. You were like, no, let's do two. All right, we're like, okay.
I like the together one. I like the together movie.